Universal high income is coming or has to come. We need to stop talking about working for an income or universal basic income as a floor for survival and start talking about a universal high income as a ceiling for abundance. While governments argue over pennies, the very foundation of the global economy is being replaced by silicon, steel, and infinite intelligence. This isn't a small shift, it's a total takeover. AI and robotics are beta testing the replacement of both the blue-collar and white-collar sectors as we speak. If your job involves data, code, or physical repetition, your era of trading hours for a paycheck is hitting a brick wall. But this isn't a disaster. It's the first step toward a world where work is finally optional. Elon Musk recently argued that we are heading toward universal high income.
Sometimes in AI they talk about universal basic income. I think it's actually going to be universal high income. Where anyone can have any goods or services that they want. Now, there obviously are some risks, which illustrate perhaps if we don't do this right, you could have like a James Cameron sort of movie, Terminator. We don't want that one. But having sort of a Star Trek future would be great, where we're out there exploring the stars, discovering the nature of the universe, and a level of prosperity and hopefully happiness that we can't quite imagine yet. So I'm very excited about the future.
Where goods and services are so cheap and abundant that money effectively becomes irrelevant. In this world, we move from being laborers to thinkers, imaginers. You are misled somehow if you ever think AI can imagine, it can't. AI works on data on what is being done before. This is why Musk believes we need more people, not fewer, because human consciousness is the only thing that gives AI its direction and meaning. We are the thinkers now, or we are nothing. But the people in power are silent. Governments refuse to acknowledge this because they are addicted to the control of a working tax base. They don't want to give you anything for nothing, even when the cost of production hits zero. But the hardest truth? You are resisting it too. You've been so conditioned to believe that work equals worth that you're fighting against your own liberation. You're choosing the cage because you're comfortable with the bars, terrified of a world where your needs are met without earning them, even though that struggle is exactly what is breaking you. This isn't just a dream. Look at China. They are currently proving that the old rules of economics are dead. China already generates over 10,000 terawatt hours of electricity, double the US output, and produces EVs and solar panels at such a massive scale that their own 1.4 billion people can't consume them. This is the beginning of what the Venus Project calls a resource-based economy. It's a world where technology and AI manage resources for the common heritage of all humanity, making debt, barter, and servitude obsolete. Eventually, AI will enable us to create resources faster than we can consume them. When that happens, any theory built on scarcity becomes a relic of the past. Now, let's clear the air. This is not communism. Communism was a 20th century system built on managing scarcity through central planning and human force. It failed because it tried to divide a small, limited pie. Universal high income is the opposite. It's built on total abundance. Communism required the working class to toil. UHI and the Venus Project aim to eliminate toil entirely through automation. In one system, you're a cog in a machine. In the other, you're the one telling the machine what to build. Naysayers claim that without work, we'll lose our meaning. The data says the opposite. 42% of adults state that financial stress, not a lack of work, is the primary driver of their depression. Job burnout is at an all-time high, affecting 66% of employees. Real meaning comes from contribution via finding your passion and creating from it, not just from a mandatory 9 to 5. We move from being employees to being creators, scientists, and community builders. We finally get to do what we were born to do rather than what we were forced to do. So, when will it come? It really depends. It depends on whether world leaders decide to keep hogging power by manufacturing artificial scarcity. It depends on whether you continue to embrace a system that makes you unhappy and deliberately prevent this future from happening out of fear. Nonetheless, slowly but surely, the board will be flipped regardless of what they want. So the real question is, who are you when you aren't an employee?